Hey guys, in this video I will be talking about the final stage of application for the Cultural Representative Programme for the UK. Now, a couple of weeks after pre-screens, you will receive an email from Yummy Jobs again, hopefully with positive news, congratulating you and inviting you to a final face-to-face interview with a member of the Disney International Recruiting Team at Disney HQ in Hammersmith in London. Yummy Jobs will mention this in the email, but soon Disney themselves will make contact with you, which is the first time they contact you. But they'll just send you an email inviting you to fill out an application form on their personal website. So it's pretty much just like the Yummy Jobs one, with, as you'd expect, basic information, employment history, things like that, what kind of qualifications you have, education. Just kind of copy and paste it from your Yummy Jobs profile or keep it really similar, it doesn't really matter. So that is the first thing they ask you to do. Then the second thing that they'll ask you to do a couple of days later, they'll send you an email to ask you to fill out your role checklist. Now this is the same role checklist that goes to every single international program's applicant. So you will see options for the Animal Kingdom Lodge, guest relations and attractions, which are three things that the United Kingdom Pavilion does not have. It only has merchandise opportunities and food and beverage. So don't go putting high interest for Animal Kingdom Lodge because they're looking for African applicants for that. They're not going to have someone from Leicester tending to the giraffes. The third thing they will ask you to do is to create an account on DOC. DOC stands for the Disney Document Onboarding System. And on this document onboarding system, they ask you to fill out your personal information, like your address, an emergency contact information, where your visa appointment will be, so London, and also upload a passport scan of your photo page. And finally, the fourth thing they ask you to do is to schedule your interview date and time. Now on the Yummy Jobs email, they tell you that the final interviews are spread over 3 days. And for me, it was a Thursday, Friday and Saturday. You will have interview time slots, 1 hour each, from about 11 till probably 5:30. And unfortunately, the thing about these are that they are first come, first served. So I know we all have our lives, uni, work, whatever, but when you see the email come through, if you specifically need a time or you specifically need a day, I'd probably make it a priority to, once you see the email, just click on it, follow the instructions. It's really simple, really easy. Click on your day, click on your time slot, confirm, and you're done. Now how it works is that you have to attend a presentation given by the international recruiter in the morning, and that's scheduled from I think about 9:30 to 10:30, and then the interview slots start from 11, so 11 to 12, 12 to 1, and there's normally about 6 or 7 people in each of these slots. Then on the morning of, so dress nicely in business attire. You're going to be meeting one of the Disney International recruiters, so think smart, don't wear anything short, revealing, be really classy, conservative, because that will also really speak out towards them. I had platinum blonde hair and my roots were really quite obvious, and I knew that was something from looking online, looking on the internet, that Disney are quite not so lenient about for Disney look. So I even went the kind of extra step and got my hair dyed, all one colour, all looking natural. I know my friend did as well. It just made us feel a little bit more comfortable and not really worrying about something that was on our head. So on the morning of, the only thing you'll need to take with you is your passport, and this is mainly just as you check in, show it. Usually they will have someone from Yummy Jobs there who is a friendly face that you've met before at pre-screens, and he just needs to look at your passport and tick it off the list. Also bear in mind that Disney HQ has 2 entrances on either side of Hammersmith Tube Station. Yummy Jobs will send you an email a couple of days before your interview, kind of reminding you of your time and things like that, and they will also make sure they mention which entrance to go into, but for easiness sake, I will just put it here. Because I've made the mistake, I thought it was one entrance and it really wasn't. So if you go into the other entrance, then that's not the right one, so don't do that. Know where you're going. Then you'll go into Disney HQ, which is so exciting. You'll be led up to the second floor and there's a waiting area. You'll chill with everyone while everyone else kind of signs in. There's a space for you to leave suitcases and coats and all that kind of stuff if you've been staying the night before, so don't need to worry about that. And then the international recruiter will come and lead you into the cinema. Yes, Disney HQ has a cinema. And you will be given a presentation on the program. She goes through a lot of information in this, so take a notepad and pen if you feel like it, because she will talk about the pay, she will talk about the nitty gritty, the Disney look, the roles. So it's really interesting, she goes through a lot. And she also tells you what date she has available as well, so that's also a really good thing to remember. After the presentation, then a lot of people leave. It finishes around 10:30. If you're in the 11 o'clock interview slot like I was, then you'll just chill in the waiting area until you are called into the meeting room. When I had my interview, I had it with Sue, who is the head of Disney International Recruiting, but everyone is just so lovely, and it really is awesome to sit in a room with someone that actually works at Disney. It's really quite exciting. So just be super smiley, be super happy, shake her hand and sit down, and she will kind of ask you questions like where you're from, and just basically have a nice chat with you until you kind of ease into it. Now the questions obviously vary from person to person, what role you specified, so not every single one of these questions will come up, but she mainly asks you about your hometown and what you would say about your hometown to a guest, what kind of stories you'd have about it. She'd ask you questions like what would you do to make a guest experience magical. Then, for example, if you specified food and beverage like I did, she'd ask you, are you okay with carrying heavy trays? You know, she'll ask you about your food and beverage experience, if you had any difficult customers, if you've had any health and safety training before. If you're doing merchandise, she will ask you things again, like if you've had a difficult customer, what you would do to drive sales and your items that you're selling. You know, how will you seem approachable to a guest? So maybe before your interview or while you're waiting, just think of some examples in your head when you have done amazing guest service, when you've had a particularly sticky time at work and how you solved it as well, because those are really good things to talk about that you can just whack off straight off the bat. Another good tip is to think of a question to ask her. Now, she will give you the opportunity to ask her a question at the end. I think I just asked her how she got involved in the Disney company, because that's something that I was quite curious to know, and that's something that I would be interested in, getting involved in the company. So, you know, allowing her to speak and seeing that you're interested in learning from her and being attentive as well. So definitely think of a question to ask her. Once you've asked her a question, then you're done. It usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes, although it feels like that when you're in the room. All the application stages for this program are done. Once you leave that room, they are done. Try not to sit there for weeks on end thinking, oh, why did I do this? I wish I'd done that. A couple of days later, you will also receive an email from Disney saying thank you for interviewing. This is not a no. No, it's not a no. They're just sending you an email to, you know, just tie things off. Say thank you for coming. We enjoyed speaking to you. We're going to review your application, and then you need to wait. Another important thing to remember, unfortunately, is that some people think that by getting to finals, this is kind of a guaranteed yes. It really isn't. This is still an application stage, so don't go into it kind of thinking that it's a yes. Just go into it thinking that you're grateful for that you're here, and that you're just going to show how passionate you are about Disney, and have a good day with your friends in Disney HQ. It's so cool. You don't often get to go there. Okay, so that is a brief overview of the final interview process. Hopefully I managed everything, but if you have any questions, as always, leave them below and I'll get back to you. And thank you for watching.